A lot of the offensive guys yesterday were talking about the energy that they saw in practice. Did you guys feel that on the defensive side this week?
Yeah, I've really been impressed with these guys. Every week, no matter what the result was the prior Saturday, our guys come out ready to work. I think Coach Wilcox put in a tremendous system where our guys know the days that they really got to crank it up, and we chase the ball and play until our tongues are hanging out. Then we come back on Thursdays and walk through and recover. So our guys have bought into that and really been pleased. Like I mentioned, that our guys are, they're going out and working every week.
How much of a balance is there at this point in the season? You guys still haven't had a bye week. I know you're beat up a little bit. Do you really have to watch that? How much you're giving them right now?
A little bit. As the season goes on, you have that cumulative effect.
Yeah.
And I think Coach Wilcox has done a really nice job of we're tinkering things a little bit. We still got to get our work in, but here and there we're having maybe one or two less reps of banging each other and getting more mental reps.
What are you seeing out of the way they use Ryan Nall? What are you seeing out of the way Oregon State uses?
Well, they're smart. I mean, he's one of the top players in this conference. They're finding ways to get him the ball, whether it's hand it to him, throw it to him, get him on wheel routes, trying to get him matched up on linebackers, empty out the backfield and have him in the Wildcat. He's obviously featured for them, and they're doing a really nice job with him.
Compared to what you've been able to, the pressure you've been able to put on quarterbacks, you didn't really get very much against Colorado. What was the main problem there?
Well, there's a couple things. I thought they did a nice job of changing some of their protections. Going to max protection. They did a good job coaching. We've got to mix things up a little bit better and be more effective in our coverage on the back end.
Can you use the same blitz package as you did earlier now that you've lost some key players like Devontae?
Yeah, I mean, we're still, each week we game plan who we're playing. We see how they try to protect, and we try to attack those protections. We have a next man up mentality, and Jordan Kanasha and Garen Brown and Isaiah Tongalava, those guys have done a nice job of stepping up and understanding what we've got to do.
Looks like they've really dedicated to giving Nall the ball a lot more really in the last 2 weeks. How does that change the complexion of their offense and the way you approach them when you look at their film as a whole?
Well, I think they're smart. They're identifying their strong parts, and obviously that's him. And they're finding ways to get him the ball in multiple different ways. When you do that, now you can set up play action passing. And while that is obviously been a focus of theirs, to me, I've been most impressed with how they've played the last couple of weeks. You can see a high energy. We talked to our players about it this week, that they were in the mid part of their season. Things, didn't go the way that they had, planned on this year. They lose a coach, and, they've not looked down at themselves. They've actually picked things up, and you got to credit their staff. Coach Hall, who I know from Fresno days, he's a high energy guy, and those guys are reflecting that.
What do you remember about him from those days at Fresno State?
Well, he's an old Bulldog, and he was the head coach at Clovis North, and he'd bring his team to our camp in the summer, and they were always high energy. He did a great job there. He won the Valley Championship. Guys like playing for him.
You mentioned Isaiah Tongalava earlier. What has he brought to the table since you've brought him up?
Well, he's always had, a speed. He's one of the fastest linebackers we have. He's a little bit subdued as far as personality, and so you're just never sure whether he's getting it. And now that he's gotten the opportunities, he's taking advantage of it. So he's earning more reps each week. He's like I said, a fast linebacker who can blitz well, and he can close the distance in space.
We do a story this week on Ray Davison. Just wondering what he's meant to you guys this year and what you've seen out of him.
Well, I'll tell you, he's one of those seniors you're really going to miss. When you come in and it's last year for guys like him, you wonder how much buy-in, or is it going to be, here we go again, here's a new coach. But he's been an all-in guy from the start. He's very well respected by his teammates, works his tail off, and extremely well respected by the coaches as well. And so to have a guy like him on senior day, it's hard as coaches to see those guys move on, knowing that we're not going to have them much longer, 2, maybe 3 games left. But I know that he's going to have a successful career in whatever he does. He's a quality person, and can't say enough good things about the guy.
When you guys moved him outside, were you mostly looking for depth, or did you see some stuff in his skill set that worked out there?
Oh, absolutely. Yeah. We weren't just moving him to get depth. Obviously with Cam Saffel going down, we needed some depth there, but we looked at his skill set, and even from last spring, and thought, yes, he's played inside, but we've got some DNs we want to see if we can convert first. But we thought his skill set matched up outside, and I think he's probably a more productive player on the outside. You really see him, chase the ball. He does a nice job setting the edge, and he can rush the passer.
I know it kind of seems funny to think about a senior, but does it seem like he's still kind of getting better as he?
Oh, absolutely. Yeah, he's been a more productive guy as we've gone along. I played outside when I played, and they tried making me an inside. The game's different inside, and I was a more productive player outside, and I think maybe Ray's the same way.
It's kind of the reverse of the offensive line. Inside can play outside, outside can't play inside.
Yeah, something like that sometimes. But when you're an inside linebacker, it's coming from every direction. You're playing at depth. As an outside guy, you're a little closer to the line of scrimmage, and he does a really nice job in pass rush.
How did the secondary do last week, and how are they coming along this week?
Well, obviously we had some work to improve on. I was going to say something funny, but I won't.
No, go ahead.
No, it's all right. Now that I'm older, I can catch myself.
So you're a little late for
for more flippant responses. But no, I mean, obviously we've got some things to improve. I thought Colorado, their staff did a really nice job of scheming some things they did. But we've got to be focused. The big thing we got to do is play with a little bit more swagger and a little bit more confidence. And we had some guys that, played a little tentatively, and you can't play defense that way. And our guys have come out with a different energy this week, and we hope that it translates on Saturday.
Was that something that hadn't happened before?
Yeah, we played some really skilled receivers, I thought, in the past, and you look at Ole Miss and USC, and I thought we won our fair share of battles where, on Saturday, and give Colorado credit. I'm not taking anything away from them. For whatever reason, our guys didn't face that challenge the way we would have liked. And, we got to figure out how to get them there. And, the thing I know about is we got to go back to hard work and keep drilling things so that they have confidence in their own ability.
So, thank you.
No worries.